All right, we are back with another. I don't know what I don't want to call it a budget knife. I'm not sure it's a budget knife at 225, and I'm not sure that it's. Is that in the affordable range? I guess. I don't really know. I think we all talk about, oh, that's a great budget knife, and that's a great affordable knife, but is so subjective that it's hard to really say, right? I think these are buzzwords that people like to use. It's affordable. It's a budget. It's a high-end custom. What's high-end? High-end to me is going to be different than high-end to you. It's going to be higher and different than high-end to the other person. I really don't like buzzwords. Okay? Let me just put that out there. I don't even like buzzwords at my normal day job, at my work. People want to talk about socializing this idea around, and I'll circle back to you on that, and all these things. And it's just talk like a normal person and do your job. How about that? We don't have to have a stand-up and circle back and all this silliness. Just do your job. Okay? Anyway, sorry. Let's get back to the knife. This is the Giant Mouse Biblio XL. Now, as I'm talking about this, I'm thinking I might have done a video on this one before. Like not this exact one from Dennis at EDC for Fun. But I think I did the smaller Biblio. I'm going to look and see. And I'll put a link up here in the corner. With my luck lately, I'll probably have done the same Biblio XL, and I'll probably say different things today than I did a year ago when I did it. I don't know. Okay. Giant Mouse is a company that was conceived in a bar. Go figure that. Let's start a company over some drinks at the bar, and we sketch something up on a cocktail napkin. That's never happened before in the history. But the two guys that came up with this were sitting in the Biblio bar in Williamsburg, Brooklyn. Hence the name of the Biblio knife and the Biblio XL. This is the XL. It is 4¼ inches closed, 7½ inches overall with a 3.2 inch blade. Again, I measure from the tip of the scale, the farthest most protruding part of the scale, to the very tip of the blade. 2.94 inch cutting edge. I do take all these measurements myself before filming. Before I hit record, I sit down, I measure it, I weigh it, I handle it. I've handled it before in an unboxing. I've handled it throughout the time I've had it. Things like that. And I kind of get my final thoughts together. And then I film. So all the dimensions that I ever tell you are always ones that I have measured for myself, because I just don't trust the websites. They round up, they round down. There are a couple of makers that specifically have told me they put the wrong dimensions on their website so that people can't copy it. And if they get a clone and it's at the dimensions from the website, they know it's a fake. I don't know. I guess that's one way to go. Okay. Again, I don't know what's up with this video. I'm a little off. Let's just skip around here. It is Elmax blade steel. This is green canvas micarta. They had another version that had a different blade and different scales, and I'm totally drawn a blank because I didn't write that down, but there is another option. These ones come in at $225, and I think the other option was the same price. Now, one interesting thing, it's a brass backspacer, which I thought was a little random. Wire clip, not a fan. I know a lot of people are. I am not. And then it is nicely kind of rounded and coned on the spine, which I think is good. However, if you are using this out in the field and you are trying to strike a ferro rod to create spark for a fire, The softer edges here may not be very helpful with that. That's one little concern, I guess. I am a desk jockey. I work at my house at the desk right over there. And my camping, hiking days are long since gone. It is a nested liner lock or an inset liner lock. The differences are this Red Horse Knife Works Hellraiser. This is a normal liner lock. Let me zoom out a little bit here and see if that helps. This one I think will stand by itself. So you see the entire liner all the way across. That's a liner lock. This one here, it's all nested or inset into the handle scales, so you don't see anything except for obviously the part here that does protrude out when it's locked. When it is unlocked, again, it's all hidden in the scale. So inset or nested liner lock, depending on the company, that is the same thing. Reversible pocket clip, very cool. And the action on this thing is really good. The flipper tab works very well, is comfortable, in a good spot, and the thumb works equally well. Feels really good in the hand. It works great in the pocket. Wire clips work really well. It's the aesthetics to me that I don't like and the fact that there is some movement. Now, I do own a wire clip knife, the North Arm Skaha, which actually, now that these are side by side, they are a little bit similar. Flipper tabs are sort of similar. They are different knives, of course, but this is made up in Canada. It's custom. About the same price, this is like $350, $225. Production from Micarta, I think is how you pronounce it, Italy. So I think it's Fox Knives that makes these for Giant Mouse. And then custom North Arm Skaha from Mike up at North Arms. Different actions, different knives, but kind of some similarities. All in all, I think that this is cool. I've done a couple of Giant Mouse knives before, I believe. Like I mentioned at the beginning, do a couple of quick size comparisons for you here with the Sharpie, the Spycher Godelica, the custom Hellraiser, just because it was out already for the other side-by-side. And one of my favorite budget knives with also an inset liner lock, D2 blade steel and G10 Chinese production knife. No big deal. About $50. So again, just options. There is never one size fits all for anybody. And anybody that tells you this is the only knife you need. Ooh, it does reverse Spidey flick, even though not my thing. The Micarta, I don't own any Micarta knives either, I don't think. No, because it changes. The dirt and the oils from your hand is going to change this color and texture over time, like it has on this one. You can kind of see here under and around the pocket clip, it's lighter because you're not getting your hands right up in there to get the oils to transfer. This is darker because it's where you're holding it. This side is darker in different areas, right? Because you hold it differently. So I think for that aspect, I kind of like my knife to look the same all the time. But if you want that real natural kind of just worn in like a nice leather belt or a nice pair of jeans that's been worn and kind of broken in, Micarta scales are really a great option for that if that's the look you're going for, because these will look different over time. So anyway, little tidbit there. I know this video was kind of, way zoomed out there. This video was kind of random, jumped around a little bit, but hey, you get what you get, right? It's free entertainment. So is it entertaining? Is it educational? I don't know. Leave me a comment down below if you made it this far. Thanks, guys.